Awesome teachers.
Fun.
Funny.
Emotional. Whip around.
Learning.
Laid back.
Fun. Fun. Fellowship. Awkward. Eye-opening.
New horizons.
Stimulus.
Interesting.
The course is designed to build a safe, welcoming community by helping students learn about themselves and others. The aim is to provide a context within which we can explore the various issues facing teenagers today.
Self and Community is a course designed for high school freshmen, and it's required of all ninth grade students at Durham Academy to be taken at some point during their freshman year. The course is taught by 6 high school seniors who are selected after an application and interview process. These seniors are then trained by a number of faculty members and professionals on a variety of topics.
And these topics include, well, we have 5 units that we address during the course of a trimester. And those are adolescence, wellness and self-care, alcohol, drugs in your brain, relationships, and sexuality.
The thing that I think impresses me most about the peer educator program is the quality of the students who are our peer educators. I think they leave a very strong impression on the student body. They are some of the most compassionate, some of the most caring students that we have at this campus, and for them to dedicate a good portion of their day, a good portion of their time, their energy to our entire student body, our freshman classes, is really impressive to me. And so I couldn't be more proud of the students over the years who've been peer educators and the ones that I know are coming up soon. And the impression that the peer educators this year have left on the student body.
The whole thing was probably reading the Down the Rabbit Hole story in the eating disorders unit, just because, I don't know, it's like put a new perspective on it, kind of.
My most memorable moment was probably the relationships unit, because it was something that I could relate to and something that I felt like I could help my friends with who were going through some of the same problems. So I thought that stuck in my mind the most.
One of my favorite moments was we had a lot of large majorities of funny questions during our sex ed period, but our peer educators made us feel comfortable in these questions, and kept control of class. And very, very, very mature people.
Yeah, my favorite moment was when when the boys were separate from the girls, and we were asking the boys questions, and we'd write them down on pieces of paper and give it to them, and then about 3/4 of the questions that we wrote down to give to them were thrown away because they were inappropriate, and that was really funny.
The body images.
Yeah, definitely. In our class, we got to really connect. I know we split up boys and girls, but just the girls got to connect a lot. We had a lot of, heart-to-heart moments, and I think it really brought us closer together because we didn't all necessarily, there are a lot of different groups of people who hang out with each other. We don't all hang out with each other, so it gave us a chance to really get to know each other better.
This is an example of us lesson planning. We teach 3 times a week, and most of our lesson planning occurs either outside of school or in our classes with Mr. Kimberg and Ms. Georgi. Lesson planning is where we bond the most with our team, because we all have a common goal of finding the best way to accommodate the different learning styles of our students in a fun and interactive way.
We try to incorporate the information into fun activities during class to keep the students as engaged as possible. And we understand that this is not the traditional classroom setting, and we do our best to use this to our advantage. We want to create an environment where every student feels comfortable sharing their personal stories and ideas and can contribute to the greater discussions that we strive to have during class.
One of the best things about our peer education program is it provides an opportunity for education for our freshmen that they really couldn't get anywhere else in any other sort of forum. And the other thing that's really beneficial about peer education at DA is the opportunity for leadership for a group of our seniors. And I would encourage any school that's considering adopting a model for this type of program to use DA to establish their program.
The best thing about the peer education program was
watching our students, really grow and evolve into more confident people, and it was just really great to watch.
Yeah, it's the best thing for me was just kind of realizing the impact that we had on our students and that we can make a difference and that our students do listen to like things that we say, like experiences we share, and they respect us and look up to us. And it's just cool to be able to talk to students outside of class. Like students will approach us and stuff, and it's just cool to have that kind of impact.
The best part about this entire experience for me has been just being challenged by my students. I've learned so much from my students, and as a teacher, it's really great because they push me to think more deeply about certain topics. And so it's nice that although I am the teacher, that my students are teaching me as well. So it's a collaborative setting that I've thoroughly enjoyed. And, just going with that, you build really strong relationships with your fellow peer educators. I mean, odds are you're not going to be with your best friends, so you're put in a situation where you have to become friends, and it's just a really powerful experience for everyone.
Peer educators like to have fun together. We often find ourselves playing spontaneous games and sharing laughs while we're lesson planning. It's great that we found such a tight-knit group of people who have such similar values and goals in life. We even experienced a tidbit of this during the recording and production of this movie.
I sort of took from this experience was going into this year, I'd say that we all expected that we were going to be the teachers, and from the first day entering the class, I learned so much about myself, just who I want to be or who I think I am.
Establishing connections with the freshmen has been a really important part of the year, and one of the things that I've loved. When I was a freshman, I was really scared to talk to anyone who wasn't a freshman. The seniors seemed totally off limits to me. And now that I'm a senior, I realize that isn't true. We love to hear the stories that the freshmen have to share. So I wanted to make it my goal as a peer educator to kind of teach the freshmen that and teach them that seniors will give you the time of day and freshmen aren't just at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to Durham Academy.
We had a freshman who wrote us a letter that talked about how the class had really affected him and truly made a difference for him, and it was just pretty amazing to understand that, for us it felt like such a small thing to start, teaching and putting all our time into it. It really didn't seem like we were doing that much, but when we really looked at it, we were really affecting the freshmen.
The biggest thing I took away from Self and Community was that everyone has problems, and understanding that you never know what people are actually going through until you actually sit down and talk with them. So that would have to be the biggest lesson, is to understand that you don't know everything that goes on in people's lives.
Put yourself out there during class time. At the beginning, almost nobody would talk in class or really share personal stuff, but then as the year went on, people learned that it's a safe environment, so kind of just go for it, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Big Tractor!
One of our objectives as peer educators is to break down the barrier of insecurities and to provide an environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their story. We try to make it possible for students to reveal their unique qualities and help them to find their peace in the community.
Self and Community is so important to the Durham Academy community because it shows everyone the power that people possess. It shows people the power of seniors who are committed, dedicated, and passionate about making this a better community. It shows people the power that exists when a high schooler is talking to another high schooler about important issues. It shows us that when we put our mind to something, when we really give everything we have the ability to not only change the DA community, but really change the world.
why they play my song on so many different dials. Cause I got more than a disciplined child. So when they see me, everybody barack. Man, I'm like a young gun, fully barack. I cry teardrops over the massive attack. I only make hits like I work with a racket and back. Look at my jacket and